Hi, this is Chastity Stover, and I'm here with Jaden Smith. I've been asking her the questions. Your name, how do we know each other? What do you think causes crime? Where do you get your information about crime? How does the media portray crime? And do you think it's accurate? And in today's world, who do you think is a big target for crime? It's a serious crime you feel doesn't get enough attention. So we can do these four here, and then you can move your way over there.
Hi, my name is Jaden Smith, and we know each other because we're friends.
Okay. What do you think causes crime?
I think economic, social, and racial disparities are key factors in what cause crime.
Okay. Where do you get your information about crime and how it happens?
Um, Probably the news and social media.
Got you. Um, how does the media portray crime, and do you think it's accurate?
I think the media portrays crime in a negative light in the sense that a lot of media doesn't cover both sides of an issue. It's more so directed on what can get the most attention. I don't think most articles can be used educationally because they they can sometimes be biased. Um,
Okay. In today's world, who do you think is a big target for crime?
I think minorities are the biggest targets of crime, whether minority economically or racially.
Okay. What's a serious crime you feel doesn't get enough attention?
I feel as though hate crimes are some that don't get enough attention. They are the ones that affect society the most, but yet because they're not this huge armed robbery or murder, they don't get that much attention.
Okay. In the essence of extending the time, because we have a bit of time left, I'm just gonna ask you a few more questions. Ones I didn't submit. When it comes to crime, what have you seen a lot of lately? Like, what crime have you seen on repeat as of lately? Something that keeps popping up and sticking out.
I feel as though the ones that have been sticking out more are those against minorities, like the whole issue of the immigrants and
Mm-hmm.
ICE. And I think one that many people are talking about as of recently is the murder of the big CEO.
Mm-hmm.
I think that those are the most common ones, at least right now.
How do you feel about Trump allowing ICE agents to scout classrooms and be able to basically, how my teacher explained it to us, is be on the lookout for students who they think might be here illegally or
I feel as though that issue is a gateway to a lot more racial profiling, which is a big issue within the CJ system. Um, and it being a just free for all can also create a lot bigger disparities within communities. It enrages that distrust of police officers and ultimately just creates a society that's already broken to become even more broken.
get that. How do you feel that the loss of DEI positions could lead to crime? Because I know in class you were talking about how, sometimes people just steal for their means. So if someone's not allowed to stay at home after they've had a child, or fathers aren't given time to stay at home because their wife just had a child. They're not able to get adequate child care. That can sometimes lead to legal repercussions if the child by themselves or if they're at a daycare that's not documented or legalized. Um, that can also lead to crime. So, do you think that the loss of DEI positions could really start to affect people?
I think the United States ultimately has made diversity, equity, and inclusivity the backbone of our society. I feel as though a lot of opportunities were given because of DEI that otherwise wouldn't have been given based on, like I said, the disparities from our history. Um, so by DEI being no longer something crucial, I feel as though our society will break down. Um, as of now, we see a lot of riots happening and protests because the people, we the people, are not happy with what is going on in our current society.
Alrighty. Do you agree that there is a gap between the types of crimes men and women do and how much of it that they do based on gender?
I do believe in that gap, at least stats wise. It's been proven that men do commit more aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
um, non thought of crimes, whilst women, it's more so crimes to bring means to the table or more, I don't want to say smart crimes, but ones that a lot of people wouldn't think women are behind. Um, and men do have a higher rate of crime. So I don't know if it's factors from, back in the day, but it has kind of stayed the same.
Um, do you think that there are good crimes, crimes that shouldn't really be prosecuted? For example, a mom or a dad stealing formula, or a mom or a dad having their kids sit in the car for their shift at work. Do you think that's better than the kid having no formula, or do you think that's worse for the kid to sit in the car the whole shift instead of going to someone who's not really trustworthy or documented, or the parents don't have a means for daycare, and the kid's not left alone and sitting in the car?
I don't think the label of good crime is a great term, but I feel as though if our world had free um um yeah, if the world had free healthcare and they gave out these necessities without having to go through all these obstacles where it puts a parent into a difficult situation, I feel as though those crimes wouldn't even occur. It wouldn't
Yeah.
even be listed as a crime.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those are just basic needs that in other countries are provided, but yet the United States places money in other places instead of what our country is suffering for.
Got you. Um, Not thinking of a specific crime, but do you think that having a sentence reduced or having a sentence shortened due to good behavior is something that should be allowed?
I feel like people can grow out from the phase of which they committed the crime and the instance in which they were so desperate they committed the crime. Um, but I feel that being able to leave for good behavior should only be allowed to those who have minor crimes. Now, if they did armed robbery or murder, I don't think that should be allowed.
Got you. Well, thank you, Jaden, for doing this interview. Do you have any final touches or final comments you like to mention?
No, thank you for having me.
No problem. All right.